Welcome to St Martin the Fields, and welcome to Great Sacred Music, and special welcome to those who are new to Great Sacred Music. Your life is just beginning today, and those who are joining us online, we're glad to be with you. Advent is upon us, and Advent is the season when we recognize the tension between what has been revealed, Jesus' first coming as a baby in Bethlehem, and what is yet to be revealed, Jesus' second coming in clouds of glory. The word Advent means coming, so it refers to both the first and the second coming. One Advent tradition is to assign to each of the 4 Sundays of Advent the 4 last things: death, judgment, heaven, and hell, although these days reflecting on hell 48 hours before Christmas has gone seriously out of fashion. Now it's our tradition at Great Sacred Music to sing a hymn together at the beginning, and if you'd like to take the handout sheets you found if you're in the building and turn to the second page, you'll find a very interesting hymn written in 1744 by Charles Wesley when he was 37, and this was based on a verse of Haggai chapter 2 about the expectation of the Messiah's coming, but it also has some interesting historical dimensions in that Charles Wesley at this point in his life was very affected by inequality, about the gap between rich and poor, and he saw, in a way that was quite unusual for his time, the coming of Jesus as a way of addressing this profound inequality. So Born to Set Thy People Free isn't just about Israel in the first century, it's very much also about the people, particularly of London, living in squalor in those days. There's also an interesting reference to Blaise Pascal. You may know about Pascal's Pensées, or thoughts, that famously describe his views about the commending of faith to the unbeliever. And he was the person that created the notion of a God-shaped hole in everybody's heart that God would fill when a person came to faith. And if you look at the last line of verse 2, you see the resonant line, joy of every longing heart, which comes from the fact that Charles Wesley was familiar with Blaise Pascal's work. So a number of things to think about as we remain seated, and the voices stand and lead us as we sing, Come, Thou Long Expected Jesus. Now we're going to hear 2 pieces, one both in contemporary settings of ancient texts. So we start with Adam lay abounden, which is a 15th century carol, very much focusing on the idea that Jesus came to fix the results of the fall, very much focusing on Adam eating the apple, but mainly distinguished for the fact that the setting that we're going to hear in a moment was written by a recent former choral scholar of St. Martin in the Fields, and it doesn't get more exciting than that. Then we're going to hear a tender shoot, a very familiar Advent and pre-Christmas text, a setting of Isaiah 11, one of the passages traditionally read at a service of 9 lessons and carols. Imagery saying that David's line, the monarchy, was sliced across and thus ended like a tree cut off at the base of its trunk at the exile, when Judah was taken into Babylon in the 6th century BC, but that a descendant of David would nonetheless take up his mantle. Christians have always read this passage as pointing to Jesus. Now, anyone who pays close attention at a 9 lessons and carols service would realize there's a serious theological and biological problem with this telling of the story, which I'll just let you into unless it's been at the forefront of your mind in every 9 lessons and carols service you've attended for the last 150 years of your life. And that is that if you think that Jesus was a direct descendant of Jesse, that's to say, was the new King David, then you have a bit of a problem with the virgin birth, because if Jesus was virginally conceived, then Joseph wasn't his father and he wasn't a direct descendant of King David, which is a bit of a problem, isn't it? So I'll just leave that with you as you enjoy these 2 anthems now.
Adam lay bounded in a bond, 4,000 winter, 40 not too long, as darkness fills Blessed be the time, blessed be the time that apple taken was, blessed be the time. Deo gratias,
pieces we're going to hear now, There Is No Rose originated, or was first found, on the Trinity Carol Roll, a 15th century manuscript of 13 English carols, the earliest manuscript of polyphonic music written in English. So that's about as venerable as you get. It's got a couple of absolutely exquisite theological lines in it. You'll be familiar that Jesus, the incarnate one, is described as fully human, fully divine. That's the sort of center of the Christian faith. But how to express that in language that captures people's imagination? Well, I don't think it's ever been better done than in this 15th century version, which says, "For in this rose contained was heaven and earth in little space." Heaven and earth in little space. You can't get a better description of the incarnation than that. Just wonderful. And then another fascinating element of this is if you think about the sort of layered nature of a rose, if you look into the rose from above, then you get a very different account of the Trinity in this piece than we used to. The notion of God as three persons, sometimes portrayed as a dance, or as three figures sitting round a table, as in the famous icon known as the Hospitality of Abraham from the Russian tradition. But this describes, this is a unique description of the Trinity, of the three different layers of a rose, one inside another. It's really an extraordinary, creative and unique understanding of the Trinity. So it's a short piece, but it's absolutely fabulous in its theological texture. And then we're going to hear one of Judith Weir, the former Master of the King's Music, retired from that role last year, one of her very earliest pieces from the 1980s, Drop Down Ye Heavens, based on Isaiah chapter 45, verse 8. If you think about understanding premonitions of the incarnation in the Old Testament, and you think about what's happening at Christmas, Jesus coming to earth, then you reread a line like "Drop down, ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness," as actually talking about the incarnation. So that's why this verse has become so familiar in Advent and around Christmas, and it is the responsory at Vespers in the Roman Catholic Church during Advent, but has been absorbed into Anglican liturgies, and we actually sing it, versions of it, for the first 3 Sundays of Advent here at St. Martin's. So There Is No Rose and Drop Down Ye Heavens. Well, it's time for us all to sing again now, and we're going to sing the mother of all Advent hymns. This was adapted by Charles Wesley again from an existing hymn by John Kennett, so he can't get all the credit for it, published in 1758, and it really lays out the whole panoply of a Revelation, that's to say Book of Revelation, inspired detail of the second coming. Clouds descending, of course, that imagery originally coming from the book of Daniel, and all sorts of imagery reminding us of what Revelation anticipates will be the events of the last day. The tune, you can't really imagine singing this to any other tune, was written by Thomas Olivers. If his name sounds familiar, he also wrote the tune to the God of Abraham Praise. So there's only one way to sing this, which is full bellows. So we remain seated, the voices stand and lead us as we sing Lo He Comes.
Oh
Well, we're coming towards the end of Great Sacred Music for this week. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you have, there's a suggested donation of £5 written on the back of the sheets, but anything you can give is fantastically welcome. Do join us. Don't forget, also on the back, you can find details of the Great Sacred Music book, so you can treasure this experience for all time, and you can buy at least 50 copies to give to all your friends and relations this Christmas. Available in all good bookstores, including the one downstairs, which you will pass on your way to lunch. Now, next week we have the theme of a contemporary Christmas, next Thursday at Great Sacred Music, and we're going to finish with People Look East, which was written by Eleanor Fargen, who lived in the first half of the 20th century, died in 1965. It was written in 1928. She was a native of London and a devout Catholic, and achieved acclaim as an author of children's nursery rhymes and singing games. If her name sounds sort of familiar, it's because she wrote a poem called Morning Has Broken. It wasn't written by Cat Stevens after all. She declined a damehood, explaining that she did not wish to become different from the milkman. What a commendable sentiment. East is the direction of the rising sun. In the history of Christianity, the direction of the coming Messiah. In the second verse, the bare earth is waiting for the seed that will flourish in the reign of the promised one. The third verse, the stars that guided the Magi shape the bowl of the heavens, giving signs of hope beyond the frosty weather. The angel's song in the fourth verse sets every peak and valley humming, an oblique reference to Isaiah 40, verse 4. Every valley shall be exalted and every mountain and hill brought low, which wasn't written for Handel's Messiah. It was actually already in the Bible. The poem defines love as guest and rose and bird and star and Lord, and recognizing that this can be a sad season for many who've lost loved ones and missed them at Christmas. It's poignant to remember that Christopher Steele, British composer, whose work, including 7 symphonies, has been compared to Walton and Britten, died in his prime, on his 53rd birthday in 1991. Thanks for joining us.
Stars keep the